Everybody, please join us on the red stage for Charles Eagan, who's been Chief Technology Officer of BlackBerry since 2018 for the conference BlackBerry 35 Years of Security. Give him a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody. Oh, we're louder than this. You can do it. It's a quiet stage. Yay! There you go. Thank you so much, Mr. Eagan.
Great, thank you very much. I just want to verify, I'm not 100% confident you can hear me, but if you raise your hand if you can hear me, that's good. And clap really loudly if you can hear me. No. I was going to ask how many people had never heard of BlackBerry before, but I figured I could just kind of skip past that. It seems to be well known. And I will say, as Chief Technology Officer at BlackBerry, I get to work on future technologies for the company, so I'm forward searching. I'm covering 35 years in 15 minutes, so it's 2.5 minutes per year is the pace that I'm looking for this one. I will make it non-linear in my journey down memory lane. But to start with, I'm going to show you a little bit about the history of BlackBerry. We started 35 years ago, and we've been on quite a path over this time frame. And the whole time, I think, with BlackBerry, we've been focused on security and privacy, but we've morphed into many different sort of market and business focuses along the way. But just to highlight this journey, we started very early on with pagers and then quickly got into the smartphone business. I think it's fair to say that BlackBerry created the mobile workforce, and we created mobile technology that allowed people to do mobile work and communications before the technology would even support that particular initiative. And so it involved lots of clever methods of encryption for safety and also reducing data traffic, because the networks that we were working with really didn't have the ability to carry the kind of traffic. So we had to fake it along the way. And so we made some great handsets, and then we found out with handsets that mobile device management was also needed. We need to be able to set policy and security preferences and different applications of security and privacy on these handsets. So we've been doing policy management, and then somewhere along around 2010, we acquired QNX. QNX is a embedded real-time operating system. It's based out of Ottawa, which is right next door to us here. It's used very extensively in the automotive ecosystem, and to the tune of 215 million cars on the road today are running BlackBerry QNX. And then we move on, and we had to start providing security solutions on phones that weren't BlackBerry phones. So we were doing app containerization on iPhone and Android, and this became a way of providing security environments that weren't necessarily as secure as the BlackBerry handsets. And then I'll fast forward, I think, to 3 years ago. We acquired a company, Cylance, which is a world leader in terms of using artificial intelligence and machine learning to do cybersecurity protection. And so this is something that I'm quite excited to talk a little bit more about here. And then if we fast forward, if we look at our current focus, we're looking at managed XDR, which is the ability to use telemetry across many points of laptops, computers, mobile phones, maybe even cars, to do a wider security profile. And we've also partnered with Amazon to do BlackBerry Ivy, which is a really amazing co-development with Amazon for turning the car into a mobile data platform. So the idea is, in the future for software-defined vehicles, we're going to need to be able to get the data off these cars to build applications. And BlackBerry Ivy is a cross-platform, cross-OEM standard way to go from low-level vehicle up into the cloud. And it's BlackBerry Ivy is meant to be cross-platform for the cloud and cross-platform for the vehicle. You can see some of the the stats there, BlackBerry is probably connecting with your life more today than when it was a mobile handset maker. It's probably in your car. It's probably managing your bank. It's probably managing, it's managing your bank and your government. So these are just some examples of where you might find BlackBerry. We're not as consumer focused as we used to be, so you may not be aware of that. So the two main parts of BlackBerry is BlackBerry IoT, which really consists of the BlackBerry QNX, BlackBerry Ivy, and we also have a container tracking system, which is BlackBerry Radar. But BlackBerry has a large footprint in securing IoT devices, and so I think that be it cars or drones or space, Canada Space Arm, the applications of BlackBerry in these are quite broad. Anywhere where you need high assurance, real-time performance, and with very sort of mission critical, life critical medical equipment and networking equipment, it's quite broad. So I tried to change the slide right when you were taking the photograph, and but good thing there's a propagation delay. The other main business with BlackBerry is BlackBerry Cybersecurity. Now BlackBerry Cybersecurity is it's quite a broad set of technologies, and it really covers a wide spectrum. I'm sorry. This is the combined IoT and cybersecurity. We jumped 2 slides, but the idea is that it's okay. No, we jumped back to cybersecurity. BlackBerry Cybersecurity covers things like your secure network. It includes endpoint protection, detection and response in the network. It really is quite a wide portfolio. I'm going to talk a little bit more too about our BlackBerry event management or critical event management, which is an exciting part of the BlackBerry portfolio as well. I'll say this a few times in this talk. You should go to the BlackBerry booth and talk specifics about the products that we're showing in detail. But my goal is to give you a few teasers along this way to make you want to go to the booth. So if we do go, the idea that IoT and cybersecurity kind of blend together to create this connected ecosystem is something that I want to make clear. As IoT devices become more intelligent, they have more memory, more CPU, more network connectivity. They're connected into the enterprises, and they become a new attack vector. So some of the methods of cybersecurity in traditional enterprises is also key for IoT networks. The other thing, because IoT devices are they're running more open source. They're much larger platforms. They're using more open source, much bigger attack vectors in terms of the software code base. So, there's lots of techniques that we have within the cyber world that we need to apply to the IoT world as they come together. Probably the first thing you want to do in a cybersecurity event or if you're trying to protect your enterprise is try to understand what's connected to your network. And I think most people would be very surprised how many rogue connected devices have crept in. And these are all, there's rumors or folklore about fish tanks in Vegas that are used as an attack vector. If you think of some of the potential to harness IoT devices in a malicious way, the amount of terabits of data that you could be sending could be quite damaging. So we kind of view this IoT and cyber as one unifying network that needs to be protected. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of those solutions. Very briefly, before I go into the sort of the product overview, if you look at the growth on both of these curves of both the from the year 2000 up until present, with the number of endpoints and the number of cyber attacks and the volume and the business running in these environments, it's quite a significant resource that needs to be protected, and I think there's I'm going to talk about some of the ways that you can protect it, but it's something that I don't think anyone's feeling comfortable that we're in good shape right now because of the attack vector and the sheer amount of money. Cyber criminals are generally lazy, so they'll go for the lowest common denominator. It's much harder to protect all your resources than it is to protect getting access, in one particular spot. So you really need to have fully comprehensive and complete solutions. So the two things I'm going to talk about in slightly more detail. On the right side we have cybersecurity, and on the left side we have critical event management. Those are our two main cyber portfolios. And when you think about event management, this is a real world story. Let's say you have a tornado that's happening in a city. This happened in Ottawa, where I live. We use this event management system within BlackBerry. We basically broadcast out that there's a tornado, and we ask everyone that gets that broadcast, are you safe? This could be a cyber event, it could be a shooter event, it could be anything. But so let's say there's 500 people, 450 say, yeah, I'm safe. Now you can focus your energies on those 50 people. And when there is a critical event, the first thing that could go might be the cell phone network. So you might need other ways of getting access to these people. So planning for an emergency in an emergency is not a good habit, which my grandson would say. This is not something you want to do. So you really want to think about multiple ways of connecting with people so that you can use it in a critical situation. The other thing with misinformation in the world today, having a very secure and trusted way to communicate with people is really important. So if you have a government or a region and you want to have official communication to the residents, and you don't want them being fooled by some social media platform that is not always true, you can use this for critical communication. So it works for cyber and many other parts in life. And then on the other side, cybersecurity. There's sort of 3 or 4 strategies if you're trying to prevent your network from computer viruses. You can gamble that you won't get a virus. That's what a lot of people do. You can allow the viruses into your computer and then plan to get rid of them one by one, hunt them down and get rid of them. Or you can prevent viruses from ever getting into your network, into your computers or network at all. And that's something we do at BlackBerry. We have an amazing leapfrog technology using machine learning that allows you to detect malicious activity before a pattern has been matched, like other traditional anti-malware. We also have technologies that will do real-time monitoring of your computers and network and environment to make sure that it's operating in a normal state. We have the ability to apply policy to your mobile phones and your laptops. We have a holistic solution. If you secure your computer really well, but you don't secure your mobile device or you don't secure your network, it's kind of like a 3 or 4 walled safe. You could make the walls 2 feet thick, but if someone just needs to send an email and ask for the information, it bypasses all your security. So from our cybersecurity side of things, I think you really got to think about an ecosystem and a holistic way to prevent all threats. So I think that our Cylance AI portfolio is key for doing this. We also have a number of traditional device security solutions that apply policy to these devices. And we have some new network technologies that monitors your network to make sure that the endpoint is reaching the service that it's intended to do in a very orderly way. And as we look to the future, I think with software-defined vehicles and drones and other connected things, the cyber principles that we have applied in the enterprise is very, very relevant and useful as we try to secure this merged world of IT and IoT into the future. So once again, thank you for attending this conference. I hope that you're enjoying your time here. It's a very important topic. Please come by the BlackBerry booth and learn more about these cybersecurity solutions. And thanks again for your time.
Merci beaucoup, mesdames et messieurs. C'était Charles Eagan de BlackBerry et sa présentation 35 Years of Security.